Welcome to a special interview about financial technology in Palestine. This is Farah with you, and we have with us Dr. Bashar Abu Zarour, Fintech and Innovation Director, and Mr. Thomas Rahan, the Head of Project Alternative Approaches to Financial Inclusion of SME in Palestine. Hello and welcome, Dr. Bashar.
Hello, welcome, good morning.
Thank you so much for being here with us. It's our pleasure to have you.
It's my pleasure also. You are more than welcome.
Thank you. Okay, first of all, if we talked about financial technology as a term in a simple way, could you please tell us more about it?
Yes, thank you very much. First of all, it's our pleasure at Palestine Capital Market Authority to be with you at the An-Najah Media Network today. We're talking about a very, very important issue, which is financial technology. In fact, what do we mean by financial technology? Financial technology, especially in the non-banking financial sector, simply means the use of the technology and new technique to provide and to introduce new solutions and applications that will be handled for the non-banking financial sector. And here, when we are talking about non-banking financing, securities, etc. Now, financial technology as a term is very new or somehow new, and it has been really emerged in the financial sector, especially during the corona pandemic, because, you know, technology in general is heavily used during the corona pandemic, and even financial technology as well.
Yeah, exactly. Technology in all areas and all fields is more used because of COVID. Okay, can you tell us what areas or fields financial technology can be used extensively?
In fact, financial technology can be used in all aspects of the financial sector. However, here we are talking about the Palestine Capital Market Authority as the regulator for the non-banking financial sector. So our concentration of talking today will be regarding the non-banking financial sector. Usually, financial technology is used in three major ways, whether to introduce and produce new financial services, and in general, this is we can say the less used for financial technology, but more importantly, it is used in order to produce new distribution channels for already existing financial products. And third, financial technology can be used as a back office solution for the providers themselves. For example, for the insurance companies, they can use financial technology to enhance their operations and reducing the cost of delivering the products to segmented parts of the society.
Okay, so what actually distinguishes financial technology from, traditional methods of serving financial services?
In fact, the purpose of financial technology has been used to reduce the cost of the products. This is first. Second, and most important, it is a main, let's say, or the cornerstone to enhance financial inclusion in the society. For example, here in Palestine, we have the National Financial Inclusion Strategy, which has been launched in 2018, and financial technology can be used to foster financial inclusion in the society. I can give you an example here. For example, for a segmented part of the society, like, some villages in the rural areas, the people there, maybe they cannot come to the center of the city or to the hub of the providers and to visit the branch or the headquarters of the company. Financial technology can provide for them simply an application. Through this application, and can be used, of course, through smartphones, he can enter this application and buy a policy, insurance policy, for example, and even pay the cost for this policy through e-payment mechanisms. And in addition to that, he can even launch his, let's say, if he has the accident or some accidents and he is looking for a compensation from the insurance company, also he can deal with the insurance company through this application. And by the way, this is very important because even for us as a PCME, This comes within our new strategy for the coming 5 years, 2021, 2025. Since one of the major pillars of our strategy is to enhance the use of financial technology in the Palestinian society and mainly for the non-banking financial sector. By this, we are aiming to increase the horizontal expansion of the financial products and also to reduce the cost and increase the level of, let's say, access to and usage of financial products from the society, mainly from SMEs and those neglected segments of the society who previously cannot access and use the traditional financial products in the traditional ways. And of course, from the regulatory perspective, we have new challenges when we are dealing with financial technology because the traditional way in regulating financial sector cannot work with the new technology or the fintech solutions. So we have even to reform ourselves to be able to handle and deal with financial technology aspects and requirements in order to creating the enabling and ecosystem for financial technology.
Okay, great. So, Doctor, do you think that financial technology have a role in achieving financial stability here in Palestine?
Yes, sure. And this is one of the major role of the regulators like us as a PCMA, because one of the major issues is that we are looking for when we enhancing and promoting financial technology, that new applications or new techniques should support the financial stability in the technical term, and as well as financial integrity, and the most important top of them, the consumer protection aspects, because consumer protection is one of our main mandate in any new technologies introduced. Because of this, as I mentioned, when we are using the new techniques for regulating financial technology, we are using the approach called test and learn approach. That's mean when we have a new idea from an entrepreneur, we are letting him, of course, to enter what we call piloting phase, which is somehow a controlled testing environment in order to make sure that financial stability, consumer protection, and all other aspects are accommodated in the new product or in the new technique.
Okay, Doctor, thank you so much. And for our final question with you, can you tell us what result you expect in the short to mid-term with the financial technology in Palestine?
Yes, of course, financial technology is a long journey actually, and we just started. And by the way, we have tomorrow a very important event to launching our new platform, which will be the first regulatory platform called Ibtakar. And the event tomorrow will be under the auspices of Prime Minister, His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Shtay. Now, such Ibtakar platform will be, let's say, the first step in the entrepreneurship innovation journey with the non-banking financial sector or the fintech. Now, for that, we are aiming to expand the existing products and reaching new segments in the society that we are looking to serve.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Bashar, for your time, and thank you for being here with us. We are so pleased to have you here with us. Thank you so much.
You are more than welcome, and have a nice day.
Okay, and then we're going to go to a break, and we'll be back with you. And we are back, and we have our special guest, Mr. Thomas Rahan. Hello, Mr. Thomas. How are you?
Good morning, and thanks for having me on the show. Thank you for having this in English.
Thank you so much. It's our pleasure to have you with us. How are you doing?
Thank you very much. I'm good, and I'm happy to be with you today. It's really an honor to be on the show.
Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start with the first question. Can you tell us more about the advantages of fintech or financial technology?
Well, I would like to add before that fintech is, some experts say it's 90% Fin and it's 10% tech. And tech is the enabler, and it brings the Fin to your hands. And Fin is the business models and the products, and tech is actually the apps and the latest technologies. The advantages are pretty obvious. I think it's bringing a service to your hands, and it's making things easier, and we can reach much more people at much better prices in the future. Yet I have to say that fintech is not a self-runner, and nor is it without risks. And so this is why we need smart regulators, we need mature service providers, and you cannot just let it go. And on the contrary, you can't even expect uninformed consumers to use the services responsibly.
Okay, so Mr. Thomas, can you tell us who are the groups of people that are most affected or that benefit the most from this technology here in the Palestinian community?
Yeah, most affected are, of course, those who are financially illiterate, who do not use financial services to date. We know that only roughly 1/3 of the Palestinian population is actually using financial services actively. And if we look at the non-banking sector, it's way less. And accordingly, we also know from a research which was done in 2016, at the last time, that particularly women are disadvantaged. And we also know that many people refrain from using formal financial services for stating different beliefs, stating religious concerns, but some of them also just are not aware about what is actually on the market. And let me say that the German government is supporting the Palestinian partners here overcome these barriers and knowing more about what is available outside, and also increasing the offer and making more things available at much easier ways, and maybe also involving much less bureaucracy, much less ways to go. And so this is particularly evident if we look at the pandemic situation or any kind of mobility concern. Those people who are not mobile, those people who can't easily move or cannot visit branches during the time because during the opening hours, for example. All these things that can be overcome by technology.
So, yeah, exactly. And as Dr. Bashar mentioned earlier, that all aspects in life move to, the technology and like not virtual to virtual reality, not like reality because of COVID-19 and the pandemic and all. So, do you think that financial technology did the right thing, moving move to technology like all aspects in life because of COVID? So what distinguishes financial technology from the traditional methods of serving financial services?
I think just take the mobile phone, how much it has transformed and changed our lives until now. If I compare with myself, like more than 20 years ago, I was working in a bank myself. And when I was working there, I said, I will never use, for instance, go to a bank or use a bank which doesn't have branches, because I always like to have this touch to the people, to the advisors. Nowadays, I have 3 bank accounts and none of my banks has branches. Interestingly, we are more and more ready to use these kind of services because they are just convenient. And there is I think if we reach a certain point here in this country where there's no obstacles, it's very easy, and identification and formalities can be reduced to the essence. I think then we have won a great deal. Because today, let's be honest, there is bureaucracy involved. There is people who don't like to face the bureaucracy concerns, who don't like to go to branches, maybe also people who don't have credit history or things like that, or they believe they don't have credit history, they might have without even knowing, or many other concerns. I think it's important to reduce the barriers for the most number of people to use formal financial services and to have a good trust into them also.
Yeah, exactly. As you mentioned, everything changes. You say you're not gonna shift to new things, and yet you see yourself 10 years changing your whole methods. Okay, well, one final question. Do you think that financial technology contribute to enhancing the economic situation? And if so, can you tell us how?
Yes, oh, definitely. I mean, as I said, it's not a self-runner anymore. But if we look around, yeah, the trend is clear, and it will reach us here too. Financially included societies, or those where we use more financial services, according to the data that is available, according to the research that is available, they are better off than other societies. And what does it mean? I think in the daily lives, it should make a difference. And we are now, as GIZ, we are commissioned by the German government to support our Palestinian partners here, to support particularly the SME. That means small and medium enterprises. And they need more range of services in order to be able to grow, to realize projects, to run their ideas, and to innovate. And to just mention two examples, which I see that people could really benefit from, and enterprises could benefit from. Let's say, look at e-commerce. Yeah. So what the people do nowadays is they have a Facebook page, for example, and then they can sell on, let's say, simplistic ways. And then afterwards, there is a payment that needs to be done. If I look back, for instance, to the development of e-commerce, when it started in the United States, for example, the payment element, including an insurance element, which they realized through like eBay, for instance, realized it through PayPal. It gave a big boost to e-commerce in general. We know, for example, that during the pandemic, when people couldn't really move, and also the whole question of cash and checks with closed banks, and with the hygienical issues around checks, for instance, were a big problem for those who wanted to sell. And those who had access to these kind of possibilities for e-commerce, they could continue to do commerce. Another example maybe is the crowdfunding. And some people might know this, that you can, I wouldn't say donate, but you can invest. A lot of people can find different projects on different websites, applications, etc., and they can either donate or invest small amounts or bigger amounts for certain projects here, for startups, for the creative industry, for disadvantaged groups, rural areas, etc. A lot would be thinkable there, and it's really successful worldwide. Think about Liwa platform in Jordan, for example, and there is a number of more examples of this. I believe that enterprises, and this is also the belief of, for example, of our political partner, the Ministry of National Economy, of course, also of the PCMA, the Capital Market Authority, and the PMA, Sultan al-Naqd. They are believing that enterprises need these kind of services, additional services, that they can unfold their potential. And for sure, one is growth, realizing growth and plans. The other is also protection.
Yes, exactly.
Financial inclusion increases the resilience.
Thank you so much for your efforts in this whole financial technology field. We hope everything goes as planned and as hoped. Thank you so much for your time. We are more pleased to have you here with us.
Thank you very much too.
Thank you. Well, thank you, our special audience, and we hope you enjoyed this special interview with me, Farah, and we will see you soon.